Hare Krishna devotees. So let's start. All Hare Krishna. I have to hear Hare Krishna, otherwise, it's not unmuted. Okay. Hare, all of you.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna. So as usual, whoever wants to read can have your hand raised.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare.
Yes, Neeta, you can read Hare Krishna. And so, what is the name of this chapter?
universal form.
What's the form?
Okay, and which module is this?
Second.
31 seconds.
Okay. So simple question, no? Because in the class we'll have through the classes we'll have tough questions. So let's start with Mangalachan. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanattimura Andasya Jnananjala Chalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Dadati Swapadatikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopeshu Gopika Mata Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamani Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patidanan Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vatsadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Rama
Rama
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Mataji.
So we will be seeing the Kala Rupa today. So we saw universal form and we are going to see Kala Rupa. But today we don't have to have a sleepless night because we not. I request everyone to be on mute. Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Kala Rupa. Before that, let's pay our obeisances to Shishi Radha Govinda of ISKCON Mangaluru. So we already saw that chapter 11 is coming up because of the fact that chapter 10.42, which is the last verse of the 10th chapter, spoke about, telling that by a single fragment, right, I pervade and support the universe. So Arjuna is very curious. Oh my God, okay, you've given me theory. I want to have the video graphics, right? So this is like love letter with picture and the two with the CD. So we forgot the love letter story. So from the 9th chapter, we are proceeding with the love letter of Krishna, right? And 10 is his opulences, which is written like a curriculum vitae. Now the 11th chapter is more like his photographs, his video recordings and all that, right? So we already saw the various things of which 1 to 8, Arjuna request and Krishna initially Shunu, right? He's giving again a description only. It's again audio. And later he shows his visuals. So from Shunu, the word shifts to that you're going to fill in the blank while I proceed. 11.9, Sanjaya's description now of the universal form. So these two we saw. And today we will cover time I am and also from 35 to 60, what Arjuna prays again. And 47 to 55, only pure devotees can see the universal form. So we already saw this particular stanza. What he says is, Arjuna says that my illusion is dispelled. Now, what is this illusion which Arjuna is having?
His illusion is that Krishna is a human form, a friend, and not the.
Prabhu, your voice is very low.
Am I audible now?
You are, but very feeble. Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yeah, better, Prabhu. Yes.
Okay, so I'm saying that his illusion was that Krishna, Lord Krishna is in human form and not the supreme Godhead.
And more of a friend, right? So,
more of a friend, yeah.
Yeah. So that illusion got dispelled, right? So now We saw that, and now he starts, highlighting specifically what's called the patram, the lotus eye, and which doesn't mean the eye alone is lotus. You go to Kunti's prayers in the first canto, 8th chapter. There also she states that, Hare Krishna, you have a lotus-like navel, your eyes are netram, your eyes are like lotus, your feet is like lotus. Why? Because lotus is considered as the most beautiful flower. So everything about Krishna, they compare, it is not possible to compare with anything materialistic, but the closest in the material world they can bring is lotus. So why does, second question, why does Arjuna request Krishna to show his universal form? He already believed, right? And that's why in the 10th chapter, he brought in this shloka, right? He goes ahead and says, what did you say? In the 10th chapter only. So in the 10th chapter, he already surrenders completely, right? And he says everything. He says, you're the greatest of great. Then why is he having this?
Mataji, yesterday you mentioned the difference between imagination and revealing. So this is where it comes. He wants for the betterment of the Kali Yuga people to not imagine that something like Vishvarupa, Vishnu Rupa exists. But yes, through Bhagavad Gita, he is making sure that, yes, this is true. He is the Godhead.
Perfect. So this is one reason. Balance 3.
Hare Krishna Mataji, also that in future if somebody tells that I am God, so we can ask them, you also show this universal form, then
Very
only
nice.
will be convinced.
Amazing, very, very impressed. So all full attention at 8 o'clock. So that's very nice. 2 reasons. Third reason, we have to fill the boxes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Arjuna did this for his own personal satisfaction also.
Perfect. That is also correct. And one more. This one we said.
To set a criteria for the future.
Yes, absolutely. So criteria for the future, also that it is just not theoretical and it is actually happening, right? So these are the 4 reasons which are very important. So again, I repeat this, to establish divinity, that is what you are told, that Krishna is the superior, so most superior, whichever way, the superlative degrees of everything. The second reason is actually for people who are very materialistic, to give a clear thing, telling that Krishna is ultimate, right? To convince the atheist and the materialist. And the third one is for the imposters, right? We are talking about typically imposters tomorrow who come and tell I am Krishna. Show the VISVARÜPA-DARSANA for that. And also to prove finally that Krishna is just, whatever we are talking is just not theory, and it is also philosophy, right? So very clearly, he is talking from his point of view, and the balance 3 points are from others' point of view. So what is the qualification to see Krishna? What is the qualification? Should you be a PhD?
No.
No, you should have the ointment of love in your eyes.
Yes. So you just need to have the ointment of love, right? Ananya Bhakti. And that is what he says. And for seeing Krishna, right, it is, you need to have power, right? So he gives what's called the Divyam Chakshu, right? So the word which I was expecting, let me check in the chat if it has come. Yeah, very nice answers. Yes, Shailaja Mataji, that's true. So what we are talking about is, this is what I was telling. Till now, Shrunu, from now, Pashya will go on. That means seeing, right? He is getting into the seeing factor. So we already saw all this. So I'm going to go. And this verse also, we saw him trying to show the Vishwarupam and what happens. How is Arjuna feeling? And we are all moved like a theater, like a movie show. We have now moved from the house. We have gone and we are in the place where we are seeing the multi-dimensional, especially the Vishwarupam form, right? With so many eyes, so many legs and all that. And this actually, what is the feeling? All the devatas also are given the same mystic divine power, divine eyes to see. With that, what is happening is there is a lot of tension coming up. So what is the tension coming up? People get scared, right? And all the devatas are getting. So first reaction of Arjuna, what is his first reaction after seeing Vishwarupa?
That fear?
He's become very fearful.
That's the second reaction. What is the first reaction?
Perplexed.
Wonderstruck.
Wonderstruck. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Perfect. He was wonderstruck. The first reaction is wonderstruck. He's like, oh, wow. And then, Bhaya. Then, he's like, you know, that Ugra, we tell, right? Ugram, seeing that he is there, he gets scared and he says that, oh my God, the demigods are scared and so am I, Krishna. So he now says, so am I. He will, you'll see these words. So what is happening is what we are going to see. We saw 5 primary rasas and we saw how many secondary rasas?
7.
Perfect. And we saw this second one, wonder, is what we saw first, right? And the 7th one, Bhaya, is what we see later. So now between 11.15 to 19, Arjuna speaks his realization of the universal form. And he also said, in this form, you can also spot, as you see this picture, very beautifully drawn, written picture, you see all the devatas, Brahma, everyone, lots of bellies, lots of mouth, and unlimited expansion, right? So, and this is what he was saying. And again, Arjuna's description of time. 11.19, he says, we didn't do this, right? Or did we do this yesterday?
We did.
We did? Okay, so from 31 we'll do. Okay. So yeah, we did this. Yeah. So Shivas, Adityas, Vasu. So he sees all of that. Whatever we saw in the 10th chapter, opulences, one huge list we had, over 80 opulences we saw, right? In a matter of few seconds. Now we are going to see, we saw in the sense we heard, Shrunu. Now we will see, we will really see, right? So, and specifically Bhishma, Drona, Karna, he sees them gushing into the mouth, right? And the Kala Rupa, when he takes, he will also, and 2 analogies are given. What are the 2 analogies given here?
Yeah, moth burning
Like
into the
river,
fire and rivers going
Fire
to
and
the
fire.
we are going to see
Perfect.
moth.
So, yes. Now this is with respect to Duryodhana and all those who have come, right, to kill on the side for and with the intention of negativity are like moth. There are also people fighting in Duryodhana's side, Arjuna's side, both sides, but they do not have the intention of revenge or vengeance. They're just doing it as a duty. They are represented by ocean. But direct answer, what they have compared here is for the soldiers. Now, this is a very important realization we should take home. We should run towards Krishna like the ocean, not like the moth, irrespective of what form we were. So that is very nice. Thank you so much, Prabhu. So Arjuna, in great fear, asked 2 questions. Who are you? Oh my God. And what is your mission? So he asked these questions. So why is Arjuna asking these questions? Why is Arjuna asking these questions? For time pass?
No, he is bewildered.
He's surprised by the original form.
Yeah, because he's so bewildered. He's puzzled. He has seen him only as a friend and supreme personality of Godhead. Yes, he knows, he's accepted. That's why he says, Para Brahma, Parandama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham, Shashvatam, Divyam, Adidevam, Ajam Vibhum. He's so confident. There is no doubt, but still, there is a lot of difference between what you hear and what you see, right? And normally, my experience is what you see is generally less than what you hear because your imagination goes far. So when you go abroad, we take a lot of pictures, right? We do a lot of homework. We see everything. It's so beautiful, including the hotel room, the flight, the travel, the train. But when you go there, the reality is a little lower than what we actually have seen. Agree? Disagree?
Agree, ma'am.
Agree. There was one time I felt this flipped. One time, actually, in my entire life. This was during my trip to Mayapur. I saw the same picture. We've seen Mangalarti, everything. But the moment I saw Mayapur deities, I was stunned, and I was telling Namnist Prabhudas, Prabhu, I didn't imagine that, I always believed that the camera will catch more than my eye. For the first time, I felt my eyes could capture more because the deities in Mayapur were stunning, right? And I was like seeing with so much of wow, it's like, oh my God. Forget about prayers. This was like more than bhakti, I would say, more like wonder. It's so beautiful. And whoever had come to Mayapur would have experienced this, like so stunning. The form of the Lord is so big. And I have seen so many videos, so many pictures, and we are literally seeing it every day through Mangalarti, as well as, the Prabhupada's, audio. Even there it comes, but what can capture? So this gave me an exact understanding of this verse. So this is what Arjuna's imagination was big, but what he saw was far, far bigger, because what your mind can concoct is limited to our head. But Krishna is Vibhu, we are Anu. So that makes a difference. Hare Krishna. So now we are going to enter the section C, which is 11.32 to 34. Hare Krishna. Kalosmi lokashaya krit. Right? So he's telling time I am, become my instrument. And I always tell 20 years back what you are and what you are today and what you are tomorrow is going to change. Forget about us, anything. An apple you keep 1 week before how it works. When you buy, how fresh. After 1 week, how it will. Right? So everything has an influence on Kala. Vijay Kumari Mataji, you want to read? You can. Hare Krishna, 11.32.
Okay, Mataji.
Ha Priya. Ha Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
The blessed Hare Krishna Mataji, the blessed Lord said, time I am destroyer of the worlds, and I have come to engage all people, with the exception of you. The Pandavas in bracket, all the soldiers here, the both sides will be slain. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So very clearly he's saying, I am time, right? I have come here to engage also. Time is not a protector. He is a destroyer. Very clear point. So when they ask, the Kala form of Krishna, does it protect? No, it doesn't. It destroys, right? So with an exception of Pandavas, of you Pandavas, right? So he's very clearly telling you're the only exception. All soldiers on both the sides will be slain. Hare Krishna 11.33. Tasmatvam uttishta yasholabhasva jitva. Vijayalakshmi Mataji, you want to chant?
Should I chant Mataji?
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
33, no?
Yes.
Tasmat tvamuttishta yasholabhasva jitva shatrun punksha rajyam samuddham mayaivaite nigata purvameva nimitta matram bhavasavya. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Therefore, get up and prepare to fight. After conquering your enemies, you will enjoy flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and your Sabyasachi can be but an instrument to the fight. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. What is Sabyasachi?
Arjuna's name. He can shoot it both hands.
Correct. Name is called Sabyasachi because he can do with both hands. We also have some people who can write with both hands, not one at a time, both hands simultaneously. So that is his specialty. I can't do. Any Savyasachis here in this group who can do simultaneously cooking in both hands? Don't tell me I can simultaneously hit someone in both hands. That's not Sabyasachi. It's only art. Hare Krishna. So Nimitta Matram. So Nimitta Matram means instrument, right? So he says, so when a doctor is doing a surgery, he uses a particular instrument, right? It could be a blade or a knife. And will you tell after the surgery, oh, the blade did the surgery successfully, or will you say the doctor did the surgery successfully?
Doctor did this.
Yeah. Do you even think of the instrument which is used?
No.
We don't even know, right? So we don't care. So what here Krishna is telling us, this has already happened. You're going to be Nimitta Matram. But the only difference is that in a surgery, the doctor gets the credits, whereas here Krishna is giving it to that knife, which is Arjuna. And not only Arjuna, all of us. So any success in our life, Krishna, it's not because we are successful, it's because Krishna wants to give that to us. When you have this mood, automatically Bhakti will come. So he's just telling, be Nimitta Matram. If you're not going to do Arjuna, I will anyway get this done. I will get it done through anyone. A, B, C, D. There are 100 billion people who are willing to do this, right? So Krishna will pick someone and make him do. But he wants Arjuna to get credits, and that's one speciality, right? And 11.34. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dronam cha Bhishmam cha Jayadradam cha Karnam tatanya napi yodha viran maya hrutastam jahima vyatishta yudhyasvajeta sirane rane sapatnat. The blessed Lord said, all the great warriors, Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna are already destroyed. Simply fight and you will vanquish your enemies. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So here, okay, Drona, Bhishma, Karna and all we know are great warriors. So I don't think we have to do. Why is Jayadratha spoken in this list? This is an important observation. I would want someone to highlight.
He was like, on doing the Vanavasa.
He got a boon from Shiva, right? Lord Shiva.
So that is coming afterwards.
No, he was doing Vanavas, tried to kidnap Draupadi.
Correct. So afterwards, what I'm trying to tell is the Jayadrathas story of Shiva would have is happened earlier, but the impact of Jayadratha has come later, right? If you see Bhishma, Karna, Drona and all were already proved warriors. Everybody knew. Jayadratha went and did this because he was insulted and he went and got the power. But Krishna could predict that he knew, not predict, he knew that Jayadratha is going to play a very, very important role, because this particular role of Jayadratha leads even after success. Yudhishthira is constantly lamenting. Even to Narada, he says, "Oh my God, I can't do this. Krishna, you know, I was instrument in the death of a 16-year boy, so I will not take up the kingdom." Right? It took him so long to convince, and finally he told, "Go and talk to Bhishma. He'll convince you." Because he was, and they all told that he's in a better position than all of us because he's in Goloka Vrindavan, right? So this is why Jayadratha is highlighted here, and I just thought I will bring that. Hare Krishna. Yes, Santosh, I'll address that at the end. Hare Krishna. The universal form. Krishna answers Arjuna. Hare Krishna. Krishna answers Arjuna's question. I am Kala Rupa. Very, very scary Rupa, because there he sees, I just already told you all about the case in Russia, right? Russian, the mission of the church, right? Actually felt they are talking about, they were taking Kala Rupa, right? You're talking about the blood gushing, biting, imagine blood flowing, and see all this in the visual. Blood is flowing, people are going, heads are chopped, heads are powdered in one crush, and the licking and all. Can you even imagine anybody in this kind of a form? It is extremely difficult, right, to relate or to think. So this very gory kind of a feeling is what Arjuna is feeling, and that is why all Devatas are scared. So mission is to destroy everything, all the people, right, except the Pandava. So indicates even if Arjuna did not fight, we've understood this, that this is going to happen, right? Krishna, I have already destroyed all your enemies, become my instrument. So he's giving a complete future. See, anybody, what will happen? Why do people go to astrologer? Why do people go to astrologer?
To know their future.
To know their
Thank you so
future,
much.
yeah.
Absolutely. That's the only motive. Rest of the story and all is masala. Everybody wants to know the future. So now Krishna is giving Arjuna the future. He's saying, you know, boss, don't worry. You're only winning. What do you mean by all the enemies going in my mouth? It means that you're winning. And he's already declared, except Pandava. So that is, except the 5. Arjuna's motivation is to fulfill Krishna's desire. So what is Lord's plan? Very specific in the material world, right? He has a specific plan. And what is the sign of intelligence of us? To recognize that the whole world is moving under this. And therefore, what should we do? You please understand and take it. Don't behave like a scientist and tell that, oh, maybe, perhaps, this way, that way. No. Right? So you have to take it. Nimitta Matram, be only an instrument, and Sabyasachi, we already saw, is somebody who can fight extraordinarily and use both left and right hand. So the Kala Rupa is not a protecting Rupa. Many of them compare telling Narashima. No, Narashima is an expansion of Krishna, and Narashima is a plenary portion who's there in the spiritual world. When he came, the Rupam of Narashima was scary, right? Not as beautiful and cute as a Vishnu or a Krishna, but the Kala Rupa is not like that. It is a material, it is transcendental, but it is material, which means it is available only here. So Krishna very nicely, 35, so sorry, to 46, Krishna, now Arjuna is trembling, right, and prays. He begs for forgiveness for his offenses. Arjuna fearfully requests Krishna to reveal his 2-armed form as the supreme personality of God, which is his original form. In between, he will tell, show me the 4-hand Vishnu form also. See, we will not leave anything. No, see, we are special. Human beings have a philosophy. We want to eat ice cream. We like only chocolate ice cream, yes. But we also want to taste the other ice creams, 2 ice cream. We don't like another ice cream, that also we like to taste. Yes or no? Happens with me. No, only I feel like that. I think others are very different.
It's a natural tendency.
Natural tendency. Thank you, Sunil Kumar Prabhu. So, same way, Arjuna wants a 2-handed form. In between, he says, show me the 4-handed form also. Now, you see that Arjuna will go on and on. We just saw Param Brahman, right? There he prayed. Again, he's praying. Same words are repeated. In Sanskrit, if a same word is repeated again, right? Like, for example, I don't tell the person is beautiful, beautiful. This person is tall, tall. Very rare. Very local English we do. Same way, Sanskrit, 2 words repeated again is an error. But in this, why? Because he is so excited. He just does not know, and he goes on and on. Yes, Prabhu, you can please go ahead and read. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing this word from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Arjuna fearfully offered obeisances with food, folded hands, and began falteringly to speak as follows. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, continue, Prabhu.
Yeah. Who Rishikesha, the world famous, joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfected beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All this is rightly done.
So what he's saying is, although everybody's scared, demigods are scared, I'm also scared. But the fact is, your name is, the very name of yours, right, is very attached, is very attractive to everyone. So for all the perfected beings, they offer respects for you and they are, giving obeisances to you. Whereas the demons are so scared and they want to run away. So that is the actual situation. And which is why you will notice also, when Krishna actually blew his conch shell, it shattered the hearts of whom? Only the demons, that is Duryodhana and the other side. It never shattered the hearts of Yudhishthira or someone on the side. Why? Because the sound vibration is very powerful and the sound actually shattered at the very first moment. 11.7.
Oh, great one, who stands above even Brahma? You are the original master. Why should they not offer their homage up to you? O limitless one, O refugee of the universe, you are the invincible source, the cause of all causes, a transcendental to this material manifestation. Hare Krishna Mata.
Hare Krishna. So he says, you are the thing. So Brahma Samhita also, Ishvara Parama Krishna, the Sachidananda Vigna, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam, cause of all causes, Sarva Karana Karanam, right? Adi, beginning, limitless. So that is what he's saying. And why can't they? Why should they not offer obeisances? See, that is what differentiates a God-conscious person and a non-God conscious person, an atheist, right? So why? Because of this very beautiful thought which comes that the God-conscious person is very humble. He does not have pride and he's willing to surrender. Whereas an atheist or a mental speculator like a scientist thinks he is very intelligent. Inside he is scared like the Kamsa, but outside he puts up a show. 11.38. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. You are the original personality, the Godhead. You are the only sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You know everything, and you are all knowable. You are above the material modes, or limitless form. This whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. Hare Krishna Mata.
Very clearly he says, Hare Krishna, you are above the modes, right? So he says very clearly, you are above the modes, which means you are nirguna, right? So the modes report into you, right? That's why he says, Maya Dakshena Prakriti, right? So that means the Prakriti is reporting into you, right? And it's powerful, but to overcome that, we need to take your shelter. So that's what he says. Why is Vishvarupa called the godless form? It's God only, no? It's not divine. But why is it called godless form? Prabhupada writes a word. He says the devotees are not interested in this godless form.
So very fierce.
Because the devotees are more interested to see him as a two-handed person. That is what
that is
more.
true.
Yeah.
That is perfect. Shama Sundara form, they are very attractive. But why this is called godless form? See, I always tell.
Very scary.
Yeah, so Kala Rupa is very scary, very gory, right? Biting, blood coming. So that is a form, and God is related to a sweet, not just Krishna, but the very thought God means we always take him positive. It's an optimistic word, right? Supportive, beautiful, non-destructive. That's what is there in the mind. This feature is very negative. So therefore he says no godless form. And imagine he can see everything, top, side, bottom. That is why he prays in all sides. He prays top, left, right, down, bottom. We'll be wondering why is the shloka going like this? It's only because of this. Yes, Mataji or Prabhuji, you can continue.
Okay,
Yes, Prabhu, please.
Obeisance to you from the front, from the behind, from the all sides. Oh, unbounded power, you are the master of the limitless might. Ma'am, it's gone, ma'am.
10.39, Prabhu, you can see the screen and read.
Yeah, you are air, you are the supreme controller, you are fire, you are water, you are the moon, you are the Brahma, the living creature, and you are the great grandfather. I therefore offer my respectful obeisance and unto you are the 1,000 times and again, yet again. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, so he says you are everything, you're right. We already saw the whole list and we saw in the 7th chapter, if you quite remember, he says you're the strength in the man, you're the porous in the power, you're the life in the consciousness, you're the smell of the earth, you're the taste of the water. Do you recall? You're the light of the sun. Like Krishna is, he's going on and on with his prayers. He says, you're the super controller. You're the water, you're the moon, right? You're the effulgence in the sun. You're the fragrance in everywhere on the earth. So everything is that. And 11.40, Prabhu, this is what you already read. So why he says all sides is because he sees Vishwarupa on all sides. He's turning here, oh God. He's turning this side also, oh God. There also God. Here also God. What will he do? Right? We are lucky that we have one-dimensional view, right? We have one-dimensional view, and we are able to pray. Just imagine if you have a small mini Vishwarupa, we first of all will not have a place. And imagine what clothes you will buy. How many meters of clothes will you buy? What kind of food can we give? It's even beyond our imagination, right? First of all, will we be able to support the kind of food? What kind of garlands can we buy? So therefore, devotees are not keen because they want to treat Krishna as part, and they know that they are part and parcel of Krishna, but they like to treat Krishna as a part and parcel of the house, family, and whatever they are living. So that's where this is on. So 38 to 40, Arjuna prays, you are ultimate rest of everything and all knowledge. You are the essence of everything, and I offer you the obeisances from front, behind, and from all sides. That's a very sweet prayer. 11.41 and 42. Yes, Prabhu, please go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I have Hare Krishna Mataji. I have in the past addressed you as O Krishna, O Yadav, O my friend, without knowing your glories. Please forgive me what I may have done in the madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times while relaxing or while lying on the same bed or eating together. Sometimes alone, sometimes in front of many friends. Please excuse me for all my offenses. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. He says, in the past, I have addressed you as O Krishna, O Yadava. See, Yadava is also sarcastic, right? Because you are from Yadava time. Sarcastic is normally you address a person with the name, oh my friend, in the presence of others, in the absence. No, because Arjuna and Krishna literally grew up, right? More or less same age. So, like knowing or unknowingly, there will be always pulling strings. So every time, obviously, Krishna is an excellent archer and Arjuna knows it. But we always try and pull string, right? Sometimes when Krishna leaves or misses things on others, he makes fun. And it's only Arjuna. Let me just go out of this and tell you the story of the gopis, right? So the gopas, Krishna used to tell, when they have a fight, Krishna used to tell, you know what? I killed Bakasur, all that full list, Akka, Baka, Gika, he will go on. And the gopas will immediately tell you why you killed Krishna. You killed because you are my friend. So they all used to promote. So even the moment Krishna tries to show off on a very friendly note, right? Not talking about him, everybody used to tell, okay, Krishna, enough, don't do this. And also they used to tell, no, you don't understand. I went and controlled Kalia. They will tell, you know something why? That is because your parents are very big devotees. Because your parents are very big devotees, your demigods they keep praying all of them, and therefore Narayana has specifically sent demigod to help. Do you know that, Krishna? This is how they used to tell. And they used to go home and make fun. They used to go home and tell, Krishna is so powerful, wonderful, everything. And finally, all this because, I'm his friend. So all this they used to do. They know Krishna used to tell so much also, they never used to care. They used to believe that, they used to, we sometimes tell, no, okay, that's enough, right? Same way, Arjuna has a very nice thing. Sometimes, when Krishna borrows his Gandiva bow and misses on purpose or accidentally or just to give the little boost, many times Arjuna has also made fun of Krishna. Okay, leave it off to me. No, I am there now, I'll take care. You give it to me. Those kind of things. So these are, he never meant sarcastically, but then they were definitely pulling the string. And many times, we make fun, right? Even now with friends, you make fun, right? You say, hey, bro, hey, dude, on a very casual note, not with an intention of insulting, but just imagine you think of the person as a friend, but the same person is elsewhere. It's a different story. One classic example is us also, right? Most of the time we call Mataji, but then sometimes behind this thing, like Nandita and all, I call Nandita. But sometimes in a forum, like Kirti and all, I used to call Kirti. So sometimes in a forum, you feel, okay, we should not do this. And deliberately we, try and do it, right? So this, so today Arjuna has realized, oh my God, Krishna is God. And I've been treating him like a friend and, can't even remember what I've done, right? You go back, half the time Arjuna's legs have been on Krishna, not with, as I said, while they talk, they sleep, they chat, Krishna makes fun, Arjuna makes fun, one pulls the other person's leg, because friendship, right? Friendship, you don't maintain the decorum or the formalities which is there among family or with elders, right? So that's the difference. Hare Krishna. So this is what it says. So he says that whatever I've done in madness, right, or in love. So he says very clearly, please forgive me. Could be out of madness I would have done, or sometime out of love, or in my relaxed time when I'm lying down, eating, either alone, I would have pulled your string, or maybe I would have made fun of you even before others. In all cases, please forgive me. Yes, on the next one you can read. Hare Krishna. Please go ahead.
Yes, Mataji. You are the father of this complete cosmic manifestation of the moving and the non-moving. You are its worshipable chief, the supreme spiritual master. No one is greater than you, nor can anyone be one with you. How they could be? There will be anyone greater than you in the three worlds. Oh Lord of immeasurable power. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So Vijay Kumar Prabhu and Sonal Mataji both want to read. So from next sloka, they can take.
Yeah, sure. I'm very happy.
Sure. Thank you so much, Prabhu. So he says you're the father, right, of the complete manifestation, both moving, Shara, Ashara, right? Your worship, you are in the worshipable chief, right? You're the chief and the supreme spiritual master. We all know Radharani is the guru. We also know that Balram happens to be the guru. So he's the original spiritual master. No one is greater than you, nor can anyone be with you, equal to you, right? Which is why did so every time when any of them pray that Krishna, I need someone like you, Krishna himself becomes a child, right? Because there's no one like him, right? There's no way he can give someone like him, because there's no one like him. So that is why Krishna himself manifests himself as a child. Yes, Sonal Mataji, yes, Vijay Kumar Prabhu. Go ahead and read one of your.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
You are the Supreme Lord to be worshipped by every living being. Thus, I fall down to offer you my respectful obeisances and ask your mercy. As a father tolerates the impudence of his son, a friend, the impertinence of a friend, or a husband, the familiarity of his wife, please tolerate the wrongs I may have done you. Bhagavad Gita 11.44.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Very clearly read. Now, I just want to, we'll come to the father and the son later, but can you see the other two? A friend to a friend and a husband to a wife. What are the rasas they are talking about? Did you notice?
Friend
Madhurya
is Sakya.
Madhurya Sakya.
Madhurya, perfect, Mataji, and thanks, Prabhu. Yes, Madhurya and Sakya. So the two are highlighted. And the father tolerates the son alone is a twist, right? So it is not Vatsalya, because Vatsalya is relating Krishna as a son, but here he is taking Krishna as the father, seed giving, Bijam, Abhyanam, right? So he is the seed giving father. So that is there. Yes, Sailaja Mataji, Sakya. Not only Sakya, there is also husband and wife, right? Madhurya relationship. So he's telling that in all these relationships, you don't hold grudge, right? Because the father, however bad the son, he'll tolerate. So he's telling, treat me like that. Or like a friend who, who plays around with another friend. You don't really hold grudge. If you're genuine friends, no. Same way, husband and wife don't hold grudge. Current situation is very different. Husband and wife are the first enemies and they hold grudge. But I'm just normally telling this is what it is. Nandita Mataji, please resend the attendance. Some of them have missed, and she keeps sending every 10 minutes attendance. Please fill it. Hare Krishna. And 11.45, Vijay Kumar Prabhu, please read.
After seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I am glad.
Sonal Mataji, please go ahead.
But at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal your form as the personality of Godhead. O Lord of Lords, O abode of the universe. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. After seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened. But at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. Very open confession. Very honest. This is one thing which Krishna likes in Arjuna, because he's so transparent. And for a Kshatriya to accept that he's scared, for us it could be normal. Like even here, if you see the number of times a man will accept that he's scared, is very less compared to a girl. Women will be very, very, for them, I'm scared is a very normal word. For a guy, when you say I'm scared, really brings them down, though they are, right? But here he openly says, I'm scared. Therefore, please bestow your grace and reveal again your form as a personality of Godhead. O Lord of Lord, O abode of the universe. He very clearly telling, please show me your grace and reveal your form. So he's using the word reveal, right? That is why many say this Vishwarupa is a lower graded eyesight because he's already got a two-handed form. So he says, request to withdraw the fearful form and reveal the personality. So it is, sorry. Yeah, so this is what Arjuna is requesting, and therefore what happens, this kind of Vishwarupa, and that to all direction, the picture can capture only one direction, and according to the different configuration, everything he pulls back. So it indicates that Arjuna is very clearly afraid and joyful. It's mixed feeling, right? He's very happy. At the same time, he's very scared. Joyful because a friend has so much of opulence, right? He's so nice, and now a friend is a supreme person. He's chosen me as a friend. Wow, and he's chosen me to show the universal form. Afraid because so many offenses he committed. Oh my God, you know how many offenses I have committed? The whole list, right? Just before dying, people remember all the sins they do. So now Arjuna is alive, but still he sees the entire, blueprint of whatever he has done. So universal form, I repeat again, it's temporary form. It is not in Vaikuntha. It is a transcendental form. But it's a very scary form. And who prey on this? Initially, the neophytes to start with, they do. Krishna can assume any form. Okay, when Krishna assumes the form of a boar or a, literally a pig, the Krishna does not degrade in his level. His transcendence remains same, but he assumes irrespective of what it means. Right? Hare Krishna. Yes, Vijay Mataji, please go ahead and chant Hare Krishna.
O universal form, 1,000-armed Lord, I
Hare
wish to
Krishna.
see
Uma Mataji recites Radhika ma'am. Uma Mataji.
Okay, Mataji.
Yeah.
46, no?
And always notice the tone over the last four, the meter has changed. If you see, the meter has been one word, two line, three words, right? Now you see, Kiri, Tidam, Giridam, Nachakra, Hastam, it is going in a flow. So this matters. Why? Because he is shifting. There is a combo of fear and respect and reverence. So the meter also changes, right? And when did this meter change? Can anyone tell me the first time when did Arjuna's meter changed?
After realizing that he is the
Yes, Prabhu, excellent. So
2.7.
2.7. Karpanya drosho prahata swabhava prichami tvam dharma sammudha cheta chekshe cham nichitam bhuhi tanve shishesha tvam prapannam. That time it changed. I wanted to highlight this because this is one small thing. We keep thinking, suddenly it's becoming 4, suddenly it's becoming 2. Why this is happening? It's because of the way in which he's surrendering. So you see here again there is a surrender of fear. So every time the meter changes because from a conversation it's getting into a complete surrender and challenge, right? Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, please chant. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Kiritinam gadinam chakrahastam ichchami tvam drashtumaham tataiva tenaiva rupena chaturbhujena sahasrabaho bhava vishwamurte. O universal Lord, I wish to see you in your four-armed form with a helmeted head and with club, wheel, conch and lotus flower in your hands. I long to see you in that form. Thank you, Mataji.
Very beautifully you're chanting. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
So what he is saying is, I want to see the 400 form. I want a 200 form, but in between, show me the 200 form. Right? So therefore, and what, with the club, with the wheel, with conch shell and lotus, right? So he's heard of the form, he's not seen. So he says, show me the form. And thankfully, along with Krishna, we are also having the bumper offer that we saw the movie, we saw the Kala, we are going to see this 400 form, and this is called the Vishnu form. Right? That is why I'm telling the neophytes pray the Vishwarupa form. Many of them pray because you can't relate, right? Opulence is what attracts you. So that's a start. But the devotees prefer Krishna form, but there are devotees who prefer the 400 form. Tell me two devotees or tell me one devotee who likes the 400 form, who asked for the 400 form.
Prahlada.
Prahlad, if you ask him 10 times also, he will ask only Narasimha form. No. Hare Krishna.
Bhishma Pitaji.
Dhruva.
Hare Krishna. Dhruva saw the 400 form. That's right. He prayed for the 400 form. But from Krishna, when he asked for a 400 form, was Bhishma.
Devaki.
Devaki was reversed. She saw the 400 form and she said, please show me the 200 form. But Bhishma was one person who asked for a 400 form. And Ajamila also prayed Narayana, the 400 form, and that's why he went to Vaikuntha, not to Goloka. Right? Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So now verse, let's see 11.47 to 11.55, the last section, which is section E. 47 to 48, Krishna withdraws his universal form immediately, right? Whatever Arjuna asks Krishna. 49 to 50, Krishna shows Arjuna is four-handed form. 50 to 51 finally is two-handed form, and finally Krishna's two-handed form can be directly seen only through pure undivided devotion. How you can see is telling. 11.47, Sonal Mataji, please read this.
Hare Krishna Mataji, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, happily have I shown you by my internal potency this supreme universal form within the material world. No one before you has ever seen this primal form, unlimited and full of glaring effulgence." Bhagavad Gita 11.47.
Hare Krishna. So he's very clearly saying no one has seen. And yesterday we spoke that 5 people saw. What a contradictory version by us, right? It's only because of the fact that this kind of a complete form, you see all universes, everything at one glance, right, is possible only in the four-handed. It's only possible, it was only shown to Arjuna, right? Only Arjuna could see a complete, rest of them were pieces and trivial, right? And he could see all the universe. Our universe is considered as the smallest universe. Why? Why is our universe considered the smallest universe and the youngest universe? The universe where we are living. Hare Krishna. What happened? Why is our universe considered? Because we have what's called the Chaturmukha, four-faced Brahma. Based on the complex, any other universe has more Brahma, more faces of Brahma and more complexity. Also very clearly when Arjuna is leaving, right, the planet Earth and going back to Goloka Vrindavan, what happens is he leans on a banyan tree, right, and a very young banyan tree, which shows that his material manifestation of that young banyan tree represents that our universe is also young and small, right? So that's a representation. This is in Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is the beautiful comparison they're talking about. So this alone he doesn't see. So what I'm trying to tell is the universe, the multi-complex other universes which we are not even aware of, right? Now he's talking about, oh my God, there is another dimension of material universe. So that's another thing which he'll see. Not just the 14 planets in our universe, but all the other universes. 11.48. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, Vijay Prabhu, please.
Hare Krishna Mataji, may I?
To the best of the Kuru warriors, no one before you has ever seen this universal form of mind, for neither by studying the Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor by charities or similar activities can this form be seen. Only you have seen this. Hare Krishna Mataji.
This is something which we understand so well. 11.48. I do not have license and I'm caught by police. Simplest way we are used to in India doing is to bribe the police, right? So what Krishna is telling is, oh, best of Kuru warriors, who is Pandava, no one before you has ever seen this universal form by studying Vedas. So by studying Vedas or perform sacrifice or austerities, charities, any activity you won't see. Whatever you do, you are the only one who's seen. So this is not going to happen. And he is assuring that, right? So that guarantee is telling. So it is not possible to see this universal form. Very cute. You all also, that good darshan you all can take once. Hare Krishna. Nice. I'll move next. This is also cute, no? Nobody likes Vishnu Rupa?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you.
We do.
Like, yeah, I like. We may be fond of Krishna, that's different. But Vishnu is also cute. Hare Krishna. So 11.
In Guruvayur also the deity is like the four-handed.
Where, Prabhu?
In Guruvayur temple.
Oh, acha, I have not been to Guruvayur, Prabhu, sort of pending for over a decade. I should visit. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, please chant.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mate vyatama cha vimudha bhavo drishtva rupam goramidhang mamedam tapeta vipritamana punastvam tadeva me rupamidam prayashya. Your mind has been perturbed upon seeing this horrible feature of mind. Now let it be finished. My devotee, be free from all disturbance. With a peaceful mind, you can now see the form you desire. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So he's telling, okay, now you're perturbed, you're bewildered, you're by seeing this horrible feature, right? He's admitting very clearly. And he says, I'm going to finish this and you're going to be free from all this, and you can go back and see my beautiful feature. Hare Krishna, sorry. So very beautifully he's saying, now I'm going to come back to the two-handed form. So he's showing the two-handed form. And what is special about two-handed form? Nobody sees this two-handed form. It's very, very rare. Even the Devatas don't have a chance to see. That's why Brahma Samhita says that. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena sandai sadeva hrideshu viloshayanti yam shama sundara akincha gunaswarupam govindamadi purusham Ambajami. So Yam Shama Sundara. This two-handed form is a very beautiful form. It's very, very rare. So that is the greatest vision he has got. And he says, okay, I'm going to relieve you. Sorry. 11.50 Sonal Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, while speaking thus to Arjuna, displayed his real four-armed form, and at last he showed him his two-armed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjuna. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so in between he gave a small demo of his four-handed form also, and you see very cute. The four-handed form is there, and immediately he changed to his two-handed form. 11.51. Yes, Prabhu.
When Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, O Janardana, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful, I am now composed in mind, and I am restored to my original nature. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So very clearly saying, when Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form, he said, oh Janardana, seeing this human-like form, so beautiful, I am now composed. Now he says, okay, the human-like form. It is human-like form. The form looks like human. So anything which, so this is like a common error which all of us do, right? If a child resembles a mother, do you say the mother resembles a child or the child resembles a mother?
Child resembles
the mother.
That's the right way, right? But Krishna alone, where you see many times we tell, Are Krishna is looking like us, huh? You are looking like Krishna or Krishna is looking like you? Absolute silence. So the human form is something where Krishna is not looking like us. We are looking like Krishna. So that is the point. Second thing is he has taken many avatars like Gaur, right? So we see him like a pig, we see him like a hog. You see him in every form. You see him like a matsya, fish. You see him. So what he says is it's not only human. I also take the form of the various animals I have created and I come to liberate them. So Krishna is actually taking care of not just human, but also the various animals. That's why he's taken the form. So he says that his very human-like form is so beautiful. After seeing that, he becomes very relaxed and composed. 11.52 Sonal Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. 11.52. Okay.
11.52. This one.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, this form of mine you are now seeing is very difficult to behold. Even the demigods are ever seeking the opportunity to see this form, which is so dear. Bhagavad Gita 11.52.
So we just saw even the demigods are requesting, oh, I want to see this form, right? I'm not able to see this form. So this is the form which they are looking for. And Prabhu 11.53.
The form you are seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas, nor by undergoing serious penances, nor by charity, nor by worship. It is not by these means that one can see me as I am. Hare Krishna.
So it's Hare Krishna. So it's that nothing you can see, right? It's not by any means you can see. You can see me only in this form. Who can see? He is going to explain now in 11.54. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Bhaktya tvanananya sakya amevam to Arjuna nyatyum drishtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. Hare Krishna. Yes, so read translation.
My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
So very clearly says, my dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service, unalloyed, undivided devotions, and not even mixed bhakti. He says complete devotional service only you can be understood as I am standing before you and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way you can enter into the mysteries of my understanding. So Krishna is very clearly telling this is the only way you can do. There is a beautiful picture here. Can anyone tell me the picture? Where is this from? And who is this?
Sakshi Gopal?
Yes, and you all are going to tell me the story at the end. Right? So you all can decide who, and this is the last shloka, and this is a very nice shloka. It actually tells 5 ways of reaching Krishna. How should I reach Krishna? If someone asks, there are 5 ways of reaching Krishna. How? 11.55. Mat karma krin mat paramo. Right? Karma paramo. You can see in the contents I'll tell you. Mat karma krin mat paramo. Mat bhakta sangha varjitaha. Nirvaira sarva bhuteshu. Yasamameti pandava. Hare Krishna. I'll read this, Prabhu. My dear Arjuna, one who is engaged in my pure devotional service, free from contaminations of previous activities and from mental speculation, who's friendly to every living entity, certainly comes to me. Hare Krishna. Let's spend at least 2 minutes in this. Mat karma, right? Somebody who is engaged in activity. What activity? Devotional activity. And mat paramo, right? Somebody paramo, completely free from all the contaminations. Param, the top of all causes. And mat bhakta. So bhakta means somebody who is completely devotional, right? Without any complete pure devotional service, right? And sangha varjitaha. So sangha varjitaha, without having any kind of mental speculation. Nothing, no concoction or anything, right? He is completely free. Varjitaha means material freedom he has. That means he is not connected. He is not having any link, right? He is completely free from material desires. In fact, 10.15, 15.15, it will come later. We are going to read that Krishna gives knowledge, he gives remembrance, he gives forgetfulness. Every time everybody asks me, why forgetfulness, Mataji? Why forgetfulness? See, this is there. Why you think forgetfulness of something very important and dear to you? He gives something which is not wanted. Example, I want to drink. He's making you forget alcohol. Isn't that good? So we always are so possessive that the moment we tell forgiveness, forgetfulness, we don't want, oh my God, what will I forget? I'm having so much of treasure and treasure, I should not forget. There can be bad things also which you can forget. No, that also is brought. So that is one. And nirvairagya, no enmity to anyone. Now you may tell, without enmity, how will Arjuna fight? Arjuna is not going to fight for enmity, he is fighting for the cause. So the military guy does not fight for enmity. The judge does not give hanging because he has enmity with the person. Because if he has enmity and he gives, then it is not right judgment. He is misusing his power, right? So here, that's what Krishna is telling. So the 5 ways, if you see, there's nothing. If he is friendly to everyone, and therefore he is the one who will reach. So the 5 things very clearly: duty, complete devotional thing, having no materially, he is staying away, completely staying, treating no enmity at all, keeping everyone, and complete pure devotional service. Such a person is a friend. It's a very beautiful essence. So this particular 11.55 shloka is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. It's very, very important, right? So he's very clearly explained here. Hare Krishna. Can you see this thing? Yeah. Doing my work makes me the superior paramo, like I told, right? So this is also linking to Vyavasayatmika buddhi, right? If you see in the 2nd chapter, he says, have one focus. If you have multiple focus points, it's confusing. Hare Krishna. Vyavasayatmika buddhi, ekeha kuru nandana. Very clearly have one goal, right? Ekeha. So that he says, then you will be fixed. Otherwise, you will be confused. Mat bhakta, engaged in my devotion, right? My devotion. Very clearly, my devotion. He never said demigod worship. Sanja varjitaha. So free from contamination of fruitful activity. Completely free from all mental speculations, free from all this. Nirvairagya sarvabhuti is friendly to all, right? So such a person is someone who will be easily reaching me. So only most purified devotional service, free from jnana and karma, executed without envy, can bring one to understand the supreme personality of Godhead. So Anushuya, he very clearly told without envy, right? And now he's telling jnana and karma, if you keep speculating, if you keep working for yourself, you will only be bound in the material world. So there is this subtle body, and there is this gross body, and there is soul. We know very clearly the gross body at the time of death is gone, right? Bhumi, apo, nalo, vayu, come. Earth, water, fire, ether, and air. Anyway, it's gone. It's going to go. Next is Mano, Buddhi, Ahankar. So what is these three? These are the subtle body. They are so attached and they keep holding so tightly. As long as they hold the soul, Yamadutas are going to fight to take them out. Right? They find it so difficult to take. But if you let go, what happens when Vishnu Dutas come? It's so easy because you've let go. So Yamaduta can't come only. Vishnu Duta will take you in flight and go directly to Goloka Vrindavan, which is what we are all planning to. Don't forget. So even if you chant one time, Hare Krishna Ma Mantra, you do not have a entry in the hell. And I'm repeating this again, just like how Sanskrit they said. Twice if you repeat, it's an error, but if it's very important, you don't have a choice. So I keep repeating this again and again. So none of you all have entry in the hell. Is that okay? No regrets?
No regrets, Mataji.
No regrets, na? Sure. Thank you so much.
None at all.
Hare Krishna. Even if your Pitra, anyone is in the hell, you can't meet. I mean, you will not go to hell. That's okay?
Absolutely fine.
Yes,
Absolutely
Mataji.
fine. And remember one thing, maybe none of us will have time to talk so much. When we are on the way to Goloka Vrindavan, remember only one thing. We will stop non-stop. The takeoff flight gets boarded in many places. But your final destination is Goloka Vrindavan, so don't get down and see sightseeing, which we are just used to. Just now Prabhu told. Mataji, it's very normal, we need to taste multiple things. It's very human. Don't do that. So when you see your favorite Devata, don't get down and see. If you want to see to Goloka Vrindavan, bring Krishna and ask him for a tour. You see moon, don't stop there. And especially Prabhuji's, don't see Menaka, Ramba, Urvasi and all in the moon planet and get down. Okay, you can do all that after you go to Goloka. You can come for a sightseeing, but our first spot has to be Goloka. Same for all the Matajis, including me. Lovely sari, lovely jewels, okay, nice things and all. Don't stop by. We will go there. There you have much better situation. Is that all clear? And I'm telling this not as a joke, but on a very serious note, because these are things which I want to keep repeating again and again, because this has to be stuck in your memory, deep in your subconscious. Perfect?
Hari Bol Mataji, perfect.
Yes, Mataji. We are also souls.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. This is the travel instructions. Sometimes
Very glad
to receive travel instruction. I hate to tell travel instruction, but this is one travel instruction I'm loving and enjoying to tell and relishing. And thank you so much for this journey. And we will continue this journey. And there were a couple of questions. I'm just going back.
Hare Krishna, Radhika ma'am.
I know. I'm going to give that 1 minute. I'm not going to leave. There is one question.
2 minutes.
No, I want to give that 2 minutes for 2 or 3 minutes for them. But there was one particular question which came up with respect to the test, which I don't hold. So I just thought, could you explain? Jayadrata. That alone I will explain because Mohandas Prabhu had mentioned. So the Jayadrata is somebody who misbehaved with Draupadi in the forest, and he is the brother-in-law. See, the 100 Duryodanas had one sister, and that one sister had one husband. This Jayadratha, he's not a great warrior. He's not so great to be spoken of. But since he misbehaved with Duryodhana, these people, what they should do is kill him. Instead, what they did is they actually wanted to, you notice there is not too much of, though they appear to be Kshatriyas, you don't see too much himsa. They are more forgiving and compassionate. So what they did is they tonsured his hair and they let go. So he gets so angry, and he's also a Kshatriya. So he goes and stays for tapas and gets a benediction from Shiva that one day he will control the Pandavas, right? Something like that. So since he is going to control, that time when Yudhishthira tells Abhimanyu will go ahead, this, what is it called? I'm not getting the name.
Padma Chakravyuh.
Thank you so much.
Chakravyuh.
Yuga Chakra. Yeah, Padma Yuga Chakram. So when that chakra is coming, nobody open, get in and get out except Arjuna. He's the only one who's talented. So when Uttara, he tells this to Uttara, she sleeps off and Abhimanyu hears. So with that, he remembers that to enter. He does not know how to come out because Arjuna does not complete. He sees Uttara sleeping and he leaves. So this entry alone he remembers. So you enter, I'll follow you. You just know to enter, so I will be right there. So obviously Abhimanyu went with the, not only just Yudhishthira, the whole 5, but what did this joker do? I can't get this fellow's name for some reason. Jayadratha. So Jayadratha, what he did, he used this opportunity of benediction that one day he will control. And Arjuna, they can't control because Krishna is with Arjuna. There's no way all this is going to work. Therefore, Arjuna and Krishna was packed and sent, and these four he could easily control. They just couldn't move forward. That is why Yudhishthira feels very guilty, and that is the highlight. Why they've highlighted this Jayadratha's name is not because he's great, but because Jayadratha's is the main reason for a complete twist. It's the complete twist of stories which are going to come up because of that. Hare Krishna. So
Hare Krishna.
answered. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Now I'm going to stop because I think there is a
And there was one more question. Why is he called Blessed Lord?
Yeah, I missed that. That was there. See, nobody is blessing Krishna. Krishna himself is very blessed because he is the highest. In fact, we asked this to Namanishtaras Prabhu also. We were asking first, why is he called Blessed Lord? He said nobody blessed. It's just like, let's the incredible person. It's more like a metaphor. So the blessed Lord means somebody who's already got all the blessings and he's the highest. It's not that somebody has blessed him. There is nothing beyond, right? So that is the expression. It's more of a figure of speech. Hare Krishna.
Lakshmi Mataji has a question.
Yes, ma'am.
सीधा बोल से खा रहे हो?
Mataji, I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Mataji, why is Srimati Radharani not mentioned in any of the holy scriptures or Srimad Bhagavatam, or whenever we know that Srimati Radharani is the eternal potency of
because of a specific reason, the whole Bhagavatam was spoken. What we are reading is from what Sukha spoke, right? So who is Sukha? Sukha is the parrot of Srimati Radharani, right? So this is another nice story. So what happened is there was this parrot which generally keeps flying. Obviously parrot will fly in the spiritual world. So Sukha is also the name of a parrot in Sanskrit, and Sukha is a parrot himself. And he goes to Shivaloka, right? And Shiva is talking about the glories of Vishnu, and so much he's talking to Parvati. And Parvati sleeps off, but Sukha is hearing. He's so excited. He's telling, And what Sukha does is, the habits of the parrot, right? They imitate you. So goes on. And when Shiva sees, he's seeing Parvati is sleeping. And he is so upset. And he's thinking, who is imitating my wife? And he sees Sukha, and Shiva gets angry. So his Rudra feature comes out and he gets so angry. And that is the thing, right? So Shiva himself is born out of the anger. That's why he's tempered. And he goes after Shuka, and Shuka runs, goes. And what he sees, he comes to the Burlok, the earth. And there he sees Vyasa, small hut, and he enters. And that time he sees Vyasa's wife opening the mouth. That's why they say in sleep also, no, don't open your mouth. When you yawn also, they tell, no, don't yawn like that. Keep your hand and yawn. So the Sukha enters the stomach. So this is only the Sukha, right? So now why am I linking this is because Sukha is one story. Now Parikshit is a parallel story where Parikshit has 7 days, right?
Yes.
7 days only he has, day and night he has to cover Srimad Bhagavatam. Now Sukadev Goswami is a parrot and he loves Radharani. He can talk about Krishna, but when it comes to Radharani, he will go into ecstasy and faint. Just like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you remember, he entered Jagannath Puri and he went into ecstasy and he fainted. And they are in complete unconscious state for a few days. Imagine if Shuka gets unconscious and he sleeps. After 7 days, he gets up. What will happen to Parikshit? Parikshit, not only Parikshit, many people around won't get liberated. Out of compassion, Shuka restricts his talk about Radharani, though it comes in the pastimes in the 10th chapter, but he doesn't highlight Radharani at all directly because it puts him totally into ecstasy and he knows he is fighting for time. So that's the reason. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu, you can unmute. You can answer. Thank you, Mataji. An excellent session. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Reddy Garu. Lakshmi, Hare Krishna, Mataji. You have a question. I've answered you. Anu, whose travel instructions were you repeating? My audio went off. No. Generally, when we travel, they tell me to repeat. Today, I was telling you the travel instructions of Goloka Vrindavan travel. Muthu, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Hey, journey do not provide material food and only spiritual food, isn't it, Mataji? Prabhu, in our journey, local trips, we give material food only, but that also is spiritualized because we get only prasad. So that way, you are anyway spiritualized even when you go to Mayapur and all. But thank you so much. That is a real joke. Daily devotional service with no rest. You don't take a break for things which you enjoy. So rest you need only when you're on a routine, right? So when you go for an office, you're so tired. I need a break. 2 days I take a break and I come back because there's no joy in what you do. You have a reason to do. I need money, so I'm free. But I don't have a break. I don't have a break. I need a break. So I go party with my money. I come back because I need money. But devotional service, you're enjoying. So why do you need a break, right? You just want to enjoy, right? Hare Krishna. Thanks a lot, Mataji. Another good session as always. Sure, Lord. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Uday. Thank you, Sunil. Uday, Prabhu. Excellent session, Mataji. Where do you get such wonderful pencil sketch for your PPT? It's not my PPT. My DP also I've copied from there. This is a presentation done by my guru, but she's also taken some pictures from other presentations and done many of them. Hare Krishna. Yes. Hare Krishna. So if there are no other doubts, I promise 2 minutes. I'd like to start the session at 8 o'clock. Since it was Prabhupada's chanting, I was waiting because I know many of you all will be pushing. Now I will go off the screen. Whoever wants to chant, someone wants to.
Mataji, I have a query, Mataji. Please allow me.
After your query, I will definitely, I'm not running away. I'm going to be here. Please ask your query. I will tell prayers and then she can continue her kirtan, 3 minutes kirtan, and then I'll, yes, last question.
Yeah, Mataji, the query is like all the gopis, they are knowing that this, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Therefore, I was saying, Mataji, that gopis in Vrindavan, they are having the knowledge that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. And even though they are doing the Ras Leela, they still know that he is the supreme personality of Godhead.
No,
now,
are you asking or are you telling me?
No, I'm asking, Mataji, I'm asking.
See, Prabhu, they are all covered by Yoga Maya, right? They don't care. You think see, your child does something different, right? Extraordinary knowledge of your child. For example, you will definitely know that your child is better than the other child. Automatically, yes or no? You will tell that, hey, I know this quality in my child is extraordinary. You will also know plus point, minus point, something you will find about your child, right? Even if you feel there is an amazing USP, like anybody they'll know, right? So like that, you think Nanda Gopal, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maan didn't know. They knew, but they're just not bothered. Same Gopas don't know. Gopas very clearly have seen, sorry, just one second. Gopas very clearly have seen Supreme Personality of Godhead jumping on Kalia, right? And 1 hour under the water. They have seen all this, but just don't care because they are covered by Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya has this power where they cover and they forget. And gopis do not know that Krishna is dancing with everyone. They think each gopi that Krishna is dancing with us, which is what we are going to do. In Goloka Vrindavan, you will be thinking Krishna is with you. I will be thinking Krishna is with me only. That's what matters. But Krishna is so powerful that he will clone himself into multiple avatars, multiple forms, and with each he is uniquely providing. It's not that he's imitating, he's uniquely there with every single person in Goloka. So why would even how many Krishna is there? How many? Only in material world we are concerned. How many people my husband went with? How many people she's calling? How many is my wife talking secretly with somebody else? Oh, that's a brother only. I thought the way you are whispering it's somebody else. All this drama happens, right? All right, in the material world. So, but there, people are with so much of trust, so young. There are so many qualities which are there in the material world. No hunger, like how we told, no hunger, no thirst. Complete desires are satisfied. Anything you get, you're always young, no disease, no old age, no death. All these 8 qualities of Krishna, everybody enjoys. So they may know, they may not know. Technically, everybody knows some part of it, but they just don't want to. Right? Sometimes, they say the bad things about the sun. You don't want to hear, right? Here it's the same thing. They know Krishna is God, but they just don't want to believe because they want to not lose the fun. So the Yoga Maya is covering and Krishna is just okay with that. Totally fine. Absolutely fine. You think after this, Arjuna kept quiet? You think after this, Arjuna became very quiet and says, oh God, you're God and therefore I pay obeisance. After 200 form, there is another story called the sparrow. I don't know if I told. Right? He will continuously mock Krishna. After the war also, they'll go on a ride and he will tell what's wrong with you, Krishna. See, because the originality of he being a friend is so dear to him that he will not let go. Same way gopis know their relationship with Krishna is so close that they don't know anything but Krishna. So even if they think it's wrong, he'll tell, okay, but I don't know, you're my Krishna. That is a feeling there. Hare Krishna. And Yashoda has the feeling, oh my God, if I do not give food for Krishna, nobody, he will be starving. That's the only mindset she has. So we go on like this. Hare Krishna. Did I answer you, Prabhu?
Absolutely, Madhuji. That was so nice explanation. It clears most of the questions. comes in the
Thank you
mind.
so much, Prabhu. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Yes, Anu Mataji, I understand puja before offering food, before Aarti, but we can do it now because it's like a learning session, right? So I will ask you the question. Yes, Anu Mataji, please give the prayers which you do before offering food. So now this is a question and you can answer. Yeah.
Mataji, I did not ask. Somebody else asked. I was replying to that question.
Oh, acha. Acha, so sorry. Okay.
Nirja Mataji asked, and I was replying to her.
Acha. No problem. So please go ahead and whoever wants to chant before that, Vancha Kalpa Darupyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanan Pavanebhyo Vaishnavabhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. And I want to hear the Kirtan, so I will go mute it. I will go off video. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Radhika ma'am, it's not a Kirtan. I've had my fill of Kirtans today. Let me introduce the person who will speak today. Okay, he is, everybody please go on mute. Thank you so much. He is an author who has written a book, fiction with a blend of spirituality. He considers himself to be a starter in Sanskrit, although I think he's a scholar. His childhood was spent in greenery in Mayurbhanj. He's a mechanical engineer who lives in Jamshedpur in Tata City. He's worked and been a keen observer of human behavior and its various shapes that meet the events of life. He writes under the name of Siddharth Kashyap, which is his Gotra. Siddharth,
that's so nice.
go ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you please raise your hand so that I can put a spotlight on you?
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam to all bhaktas.
Oh, it's our
your screen.
Is it the same Siddharth, love letter Siddharth Prabhu? Is it?
Yes. Siddharth Kashyap Das.
One second, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhu, you don't want to keep your video on, no makeup? No, you should have told.
I warned him. Don't say.
You did? Acha, okay.
I can put my video also. That's not okay. I mean, no makeup, of course.
Prabhu, are you sharing the screen?
Yeah, I'm sharing the screen also.
Yeah, he is.
I'm sharing the screen.
Yeah, I have spotted. I have highlighted. Prabhu. You can see, right?
Yes, Mataji.
But this is coming how to. Acha, okay. This video is creating an issue. So should I go out?
Prabhu, you want me to share? I'll share the screen if you stop.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Once
Start
again.
from the beginning, Prabhu.
Yeah. So this is a prayer. You want to say something, Ananta Mataji?
No, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. This is primarily inspired by chapter 10. It is just nothing but just a prayer, and which has just come to me, so I thought to share. So this is my humble offering. Once again, Dandavat pranam to everyone. Hey Krishna Karna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute. From here it starts. Kutra Kutraiva Tvam Nasi. Where and where you are not there. Tvang Sarvatram Masi. You are everywhere. Chandrastvam Suryastvam Tvameva Bruhaspatihi. Indrastvam Varunastvam Srutanam Tvam Jannavi. Should I tell? Oh, English is already available, right? So I should not. Right?
Prabhu, we are not scholars like you. So if you translate, it would be good.
Kutra Kutraiva Tvam Nasi. Where and where you are not there. Tvam Sarvatramasi. You are everywhere. Chandrastvam Suryastvam Tvameva Bruhaspatihi. You are the moon. You are the sun. You are also Bruhaspatihi. Indrastvam Varunastvam Srutanam Tvam Jannavi. You are the Indra. You are the Varuna. You are the river Ganga amongst the rivers. Twang Ramo, Tvam Arjuna, Tvameva Narada Rishi. You are Rama, you are Arjuna, you are Narada Rishi. Tvam Sama, Tvam Shiva, Omkaras, Tvam Gayatri. You are the Samaveda, you are Shiva, you are Omkara, you are the Gayatri. Tvam Bhruguhu, Tvam Mrityuhu, Tvam Dhrutis, Tvamapi Shama. You are Bhrigu, you are the death, you are the religious principle in woman, you are the epitome of forgiveness. Tvam Kirtihi, Tvam Smritihi, Tvam Cha Pitrunam Aryama, Tvam Vajram, Tvam Kandarpo, Kalostam, Dandamevacha. You are fame, you are memory, and you are the Aryama amongst Pitras. You are the Vajra, you are the thunder, you are Cupid, you are death, and you are the conjunctive samasa of grammar, that is Dvanda. Tvamadischa Madhyamcha, Tvam Bhutanam Antah Evacha. You are the beginning, you are the middle, and you are the end of the living beings. See, Bhagavan Uvacha, from where actually he says Aham, I said that you are. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Very beautiful prayer. So nicely we are thinking the 10th chapter. Maybe if it's okay with you, we can, we'll borrow your prayer. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Just we'll circulate in the Bhakti Vriksha groups.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Very nice. And Nandita Mataji, can you go ahead with the story?
Radhika ma'am, there are two versions of the story, no? Big, long and short. So which one?
You have to ask the audience. We are early today, 9:24 questions.
Long one, Mataji.
Yeah.
No, not the long one.
Question. I have a question.
माताजी बहुत मीठा लगना मांगता है, स्टोरी अच्छा से सुनना मांगता है, ऐसा नहीं है,
Nandita is going to tell the story. Prabhu, before that there is a question, so I'll address a question and I'll put Nandita on spotlight. Yes, please go ahead.
Mataji, what is the difference between real form and original form? Real form, it is mentioned in 11.50.
Okay.
And original form, it is mentioned in 11.51.
Original form, everything is real. Everything is real. Narayana form is also real form. Narsimha form is also real form. The original form is the first origin. Example, I give you 10 candles. All the candles are real, okay? But there is an original candle from the first candle which I give, right? Which is the origin. So that is Krishna. For example, from Krishna, I told you that we have the first expansion, which is Balram, right? From Balram, we have Anirudh, Sankarshan, Vasudeva, and Pradyumna. This is the first quadruple expansion. This is called Moola Sankarshana. Moola and original is same. Now from here, the second Sankarshana comes, and this is in the Goloka Vrindavan. And after that, he enters the Balram, that is the Sankarshana. Moola Sankarshana expands into Narayana, and from Narayana again 4 quadruple expansions come. Second quadruple expansion, which is again Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Vasudeva. Now this Sankarshana is called Maha Sankarshana. From here you have Mahavishnu. From Mahavishnu, after that Garbho Dakshai Vishnu and Chiro Dakshai. But the original is Krishna, right? But all of them are real. Narayana is also real. Balram is also real. Everybody is real, right? I'm not specifically going through that shloka, but I'm giving you a general view of real and original. But the original is only one, which is Krishna. But everybody, are they fake? No, they are not fake. They are real. Krishna Rama is also real. Narsimha is also real. I hope I have answered that question. But if it's specific to the verse, I'll just go through and come back to you if there's something different. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hi.
Hare Krishna. Nandita, please raise your hand. I want to, you will not keep your on. You went off.
No, sorry, no makeup, not prepared, nothing.
Acha, okay, no problem. Always come prepared in my class.
Sorry, I didn't know, ma'am. Now I will be. Thank you so much. I will tell a medium, not a long, not a short version.
Okay.
Medium version.
Yes.
Once upon a time, there were 2 Brahmins who wanted to visit holy places. They were not related in any way. One was a poor, low class one, and the other one was a high class, quite a wealthy Brahmin. And the older one needed help to travel around, so he took the younger one along with him. And they visited a lot of holy places. They went to Vrindavan. They were mesmerized by the beauty of the deity and the place, the forests, the kunds, everything. They were so in love with the deity. And the old Brahmana at that time, like, kind of pondered over his situation and how much the young man had helped him. And he made a promise that when they got back to their place, somewhere in Odisha, I don't recall names very well, he would give his daughter's hand in marriage to the younger low-class Brahmin. And the younger man was a person of very humble origins and full of humility. He said, I am not of your class of, your level. So are you very sure you want to do that? Because you can have another thought or consult your daughter about it. But he said, no, I look at you as, like a son, and you've been my, you've been my support all these months that we've traveled, and I know you inside out, and I think you are the right person for and I don't care much about the class or the wealth or the poverty that you come from. So that is, I want you as my son. But the young man says, okay. And in those days, we always used to have God as the witness. So the young man says, okay, let us go to the deity of Lord Krishna, and let us pray before him, and you make your promise in front of him, and he will hold you to it. He's the witness. So the old Brahmana and the young Brahmana go to this deity, and the young Brahmana keeps telling him that I didn't do it because I wanted to get your wealth or your daughter or whatever. I did it because I wanted to serve you, and I wanted to look at the Lord and enjoy, in that devotional service. So the old Brahmana makes the promise in front of the deity, and he says that I will give you, as soon as we go home, I will give your hand in marriage to my daughter. And then they make the promise, and then they complete their tour of all the pilgrimage places, and they return home. And there, what happens is time passes by, and the old Brahmana is a good person, but when he breaks the news to his family, his wife and daughter are very happy that he's found such a wonderful person, such a good soul to marry the daughter. But the son is not very happy, and he's very status conscious, caste conscious, and he wants someone of the same level, wealth, etc. So he's not very happy, and he tells his father that it was a promise made in haste, so you can take it back, and what will others think that you got your daughter married off to a low caste poor Brahmin. I mean, you are doing that. Why are you doing that? It's not required at all. And the wife, daughter, and the elderly Brahmin were very staunch in their faith that, once you give your word, especially in front of Krishna as a witness, you cannot take it back. And but the son says, oh, it's, he just brushes it off, and he says, you don't worry about it. You just say you're old and you have amnesia and you've forgotten, and you make any kind of excuse and you can get away with it. Don't worry about it. And I will find you I have found another very wealthy person, high class old widower, to marry my sister or your daughter. And then people also started kind of this man pretends to be like forgetful, and it never happened. And this young Brahmin is like very disappointed that the whole thing, kind of spiraled out of control now, because he was promised something in front of the Lord himself as the witness. And now there is a person who's going back on his word. So he tells all the village people, he tells everybody who's willing to lend him a ear that, that this was a promise that was made by him. I never asked for it. And he did it in front of the Lord. So all the villagers say, you made it in front of an idol of stone? What kind of a promise or a witness is that? How can we trust what was done? And it's not even in this place. It's like a million miles away. So this young Brahmin feels very hurt, but he completely trusts Krishna. He goes back to Vrindavan, he goes in front of the deity, and he kind of reminds Krishna about the story and how he was promised all that without even asking for it. Just because he wanted to do service for the old man, he did it, and the old man decided to keep Krishna as his witness and give his daughter's hand in marriage. And Krishna replies to him. And he says, I know your intentions are pure, and I was a witness, and I will see to it that you are proven to be the kind of person you are. And the other person is not who he claims to be he is. And he says, this is the young Brahmin is in a dilemma. He says, people don't believe that the promise was made in front of you, and they say you're only a stone idol and you are the witness. So where does, I mean, I don't have anything to prove. So Krishna tells him, I will follow you to the village and we will prove to them that I was the witness, and I will still stand as your witness when you take me to your village, and you lead the way and I will be following you, and the anklet bells will be your guide. You will know that I am following you because you will keep hearing my anklets. And that is the way they walk back to from Vrindavan to this place where the Brahmana lives. I'm sorry, I forget the name of the place. Then they now here I have a small doubt. In one story, it says that the young Brahmana trusted Krishna completely, and when he went more and more closer to his village, the sound of the anklets became fainter and fainter, and at some point, very close to the village, he felt that the Lord is not coming, is not following him or has stopped somewhere. So he turned back, and the Lord turned into stone there, as he became a deity there. And the Brahmana went to the village and told everybody about the Lord having come himself. And they came there, they saw him, and they knew that he was telling them all the truth, and that Krishna was the witness, and the young Brahmana was the pure soul that he had been telling everybody about. Now, this is the version that I know about. Radhika ma'am, there is another version where Krishna actually comes to the village and speaks to people. I don't know about
Hare Krishna.
that.
No,
Krishna.
this is the version, but the small twist of the version is Sakshi Gopal. So he actually says, Krishna does not talk. He says that Krishna, now, I, have promised with the belief on you, so you have to come. So, everybody around asked that, how can Krishna come walk? He said, why not? If he can talk, right, he can walk, right? So he says that, because Krishna talks, he comes in the dreams, right? He talks. So he says, why can't he walk? So Krishna puts a condition that I will come as long as you don't turn. He says, okay, but how do I know that you're coming? Because I'll feel the anxiety. So he says, don't worry, my anklet sound you will hear. So there's a very marshy place where he can't see the anklets, right? So there, it becomes that sound he doesn't hear. So immediately he turns and Krishna says, I'm freezing here. But that place is very close. So so all the devotees come, and beyond this, what more they need, right? So Krishna personally comes as a proof. So that's why as Sakshi. Sakshi means proof. So since he comes as a proof, he's called the Sakshi Gopal. And
witness, yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You told more or less. I'm just trying to redo an abbreviated version of what you did. So it's perfect, whatever you have told. So that's the one in the picture as well. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So I think we will end the session, and we will all meet again next Saturday with the 12th chapter. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Yeah,
Mataji.
end the
Thank you,
meeting,
Mataji.
Radhika ma'am.
Yes, please. End the meeting.
Hare Krishna,
Thank
Mataji.
you.
so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare